Welcome to Family Time. I'm Naoto.
I'm Shin. We're brothers, sort of. We're brothers, sort of.
Today's video covers Super RIZIN.4, my thoughts on the Mikuru Asakura vs. Kleber Koika fight, and my impressions of the event. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for tuning in. So, yesterday I did a live stream, answered comments, and listened to fans' opinions.
It was fun, wasn't it?
Since it was my first time doing that kind of project, I thought I'd like to keep doing it in the future. It was kind of like conversations between fans, you know, it felt like the open chat was really growing on this channel. That's right, if you haven't joined the open chat yet, please join from the description below. It's a group where martial arts fans gather. I think it's amazing how active it is every day.
I really think it's great. You get really good information, useful info, and news too. Normally, everyone checks that kind of stuff on X, right? But there's a lot of unnecessary noise mixed in there. Our open chat doesn't have that, so it's a clean martial arts community.
That's right. The good and bad thing about X is that it doesn't have much entertainment value. But if you just want clean martial arts news or to hear fans' opinions, I can recommend it. So please join from the description below. So during the live stream, there was a lot of discussion about the judging, right? Right after the match ended, I honestly thought Kleber had won. So I thought it was totally possible for it to be a split decision and for Kleber to take it. In response to that opinion, people told me to watch Mr. Aoki's video and study properly, so I did. I studied it. He dealt more damage. To sum it up roughly, since Mikuru Asakura was closer to finishing, it's only natural that he won. That was my opinion, and I think it's totally possible. Two of the judges thought that way, and one judge shared my opinion. In the end, the judges are also part of the rule set. Within the established criteria, it's up to each person to decide who they think won in the end. It's not so much that the JMOC organization decides, but rather that there's a set of rules. You are looking at that rule set, right? Like how JMOC assigns points and such.
Damage is allocated 50 points, aggressiveness 30 points, and generalship 20 points. If neither side earns any of them, then it's 0. Even if neither side attacks and there are few moves, a player controlling the match can still win with 20 points for generalship.
That's what it means, right? And it's not a round must system. Even though it's divided into 3 rounds, let's think of it as just 1 round.
Yes, it's a system where you assess the whole match and assign points based on that.
That's right. It's pretty rare, isn't it? Even in boxing, kickboxing, or mixed martial arts.
Yeah, it doesn't exist elsewhere. It's only in RIZIN.
That's what I think, at least as far as I know. That's why I believe judges have more freedom. When you split it into rounds and assign points each time, like in a 3-round fight, if you calculate it correctly, you can see who won, but in these 15 minutes, interpretation varies. For example, if someone controls the fight and gets a knockdown with damage at the end, does that count as damage points? Apparently, unless it's nearly a finish, you don't get damage points. So I thought, oh, I see. They said damage points require a near finish.
I see.
So in this match, there probably won't be any damage points.
Right?
The official scorecard hasn't been released yet, but I don't think either side will get any damage points.
Neither of them was close to finishing after all.
As for aggressiveness, I think Kleber was more on the offensive.
That's right.
He was more aggressive, and that had nothing to do with pulling guard. He was going for more tackles, pushing Asakura into the corner post, and I felt Kleber spent more time on the attack. So if going for tackles isn't recognized as being aggressive, then it would mean Kleber totally lost, right?
That's what it means, right?
I don't really think so. And I also believe that the time spent pushing into the corner post counts as being on the offensive. If anything, that might fall under generalship rather than aggression. So in the end, it's actually pretty difficult. That's why there's that JMOC scorecard study session or whatever, but I definitely won't participate in it. I just wanted to say that, and I just wanted to point out that it's actually a pretty difficult thing. But I'm interested in that kind of thing. I think there are fans like that on YouTube too, so I'm curious what those people think.
Well, but in the end, as long as it leads to some kind of result, it doesn't really matter what anyone other than those 3 judges thinks, right?
In the end, yeah. So honestly, I have to say I'm not interested at all in the whole debate about who won, because it's not something I can change. I don't really like doing things that are meaningless, so I'm just sharing my opinion since there's nothing I can do to change it. I'm not the type to insist like, this side definitely won. So let's just move on to the next thing. So Mikuru Asakura won 2-1. Is that enough?
That should be all. Mikuru Asakura, correct? Who is he gonna fight next, I wonder? It seems like everyone is calling him out, right?
It feels like he's on a revenge tour. Clever. Next up is either Karamov or Hiramoto.
He wants to fight Ren Hiramoto, but since Ren always makes excuses and likely won't, he's targeting Karamov instead.
Isn't Hiramoto the most exciting?
That's right. Mikuru Asakura also thinks the fans are number one. He said he wants to fight the person people want to see, so that would be Ren Hiramoto.
Depending on the injury, that's true. Sakakibara said the title match is in December on a Wednesday, and Shaiduloev fights in September, right? So he could definitely face the winner. Chef, right? To Shaidulev's new fans, when they asked during a live stream what fans should call him, the name Chef came up. So I said, Chef, Hirachiru, Assassin, Chef. Still just one member.
That's a bit few, isn't it?
I think I'd like to increase the number a bit. We're recruiting chef members, chefs other than me. If Shidoraev successfully defends, I don't think Mikuru Asakura versus Shaiduloev will probably happen. So Ren Hiramoto.
That's right.
I think that's what will happen.
That would be a big match, wouldn't it?
In the end, after everything, I think it'll end up being Ren Hiramoto.
I wonder what will happen next. Maybe just another boring fight.
Yeah, actually, if you look at Mikuru Asakura's recent fights, he's the most boring one. I think it's fair to say that. Is it safe to say that?
Not safe at all, though. But I think that's true.
If you think about how the match would go, if I win against Hiramoto, it would probably be a boring win. That's the kind of scenario people imagine, right? Who do you all want to see him fight?
That's right. Leave a comment.
I most want to see Ren Hiramoto versus Shaiduloev. That's just me.
Shall we move on to the next match?
Should we just discuss the most memorable matches instead of all of them?
A memorable match? Since Nomura joined the studio, I've supported him, but did he totally dominate Pitbull? He dodged most punches, maybe cut him 3 times, and finished with an impressive shot. It was a great performance.
Yes.
But there's already a title match in September. Now that Nomura Senshu is in, I'm rooting for him, but honestly, it seems like a tough situation.
Souza is strong, right? I wonder how it'll go. After I beat Gustavo, I was saying quite a bit that maybe I could beat Souza too. So I want to keep being a bit of a believer in that.
About how short this interval is?
I thought September was a bit soon, but honestly, I really think I can win. I think I have a chance. Souza's ground game is strong, and he can strike too, so he's got knockout power, which is scary, and he's big. The fact that he's big will definitely make it a tough fight. But I'm the type who doesn't want to take hits, so I think he'd really hate getting punched by something he can't see coming because of the speed. Souza,
I see.
he comes straight in directly. In that sense, I think Souza might have a hard time with that type. He's not really used to that kind of thing. His defensive reactions to striking aren't very good. That's what I've thought for a while. You can see that his offensive power has improved, but I don't think you can really say that his striking defense has gotten any better. Few are noticing that, but we'll have to wait and see. It'll be an interesting fight.
But having a title match so soon, Chief Executive Officer Sakakibara is truly relentless.
Yes. Well, I think September at Big Japan is fine.
That's my opinion, but I'm rooting for Nomura. Good luck.
Yeah, that's right.
I want to see him become a champion, and personally, I'd like to see him in the UFC.
Me too.
Become the RIZIN champion. Like Pro House or Manel Kape, have a meeting in the morning, film it, and then go to the UFC. I want to see him perform on the world stage.
There are a lot of impressive fights, and I actually like Ando a lot. He's cool. If there was a best knockout award, I think Ando should get it.
Speaking of the fight itself, it was the most dramatic. You don't get to see a double knockdown very often.
When I mention best knockout award, I really mean best fight.
Both went down hard, and in the next round, he rocked him and quickly went for the back choke. The smooth transition was amazing too.
Well, there were a lot of impressive things, but I thought Gajamatov's fight was really amazing. That was an incredible match. Also, since it was a tournament, it definitely drew more attention. That's why I thought Gajamatov was strong. Well, I did wonder about his stamina, but yeah. His fighting style was skillful. I wonder how that flyweight tournament will turn out. Who's going to be eliminated in the voting?
The voting, right? I wonder how it will turn out.
I wonder how they're going to do it. If fans choose They'll pick who they want to advance, not who to eliminate. People would dislike it if it were reversed. Then Ukibu-san might lose.
They'll want him to be dropped.
If that happens,
Because they want the others to win.
I wonder how that is. Maybe it's because the match isn't interesting. I think it's because it's boring, but I actually thought the match was interesting.
I thought it was interesting too, but just in terms of content, it was more exciting than Asakura versus Kleber.
Of course, I'm just talking about the content. I don't think it was that boring. Yeah, he had the skills to get back up, so there weren't many situations where he was just being dominated.
Yeah, there really weren't many.
He got back up right away. But it leaves a strong impression, right? Oki's boring game. Boring because unless he gets into some really intense slugfests, people keep calling him that. But if I had to pick just one person, when it comes to voting, I'd choose Oiwa-san.
If we're moving on to the next round, that's true. But then, wouldn't that mean Gajamotofu's votes are way too few?
No, not after that knockout.
But then that means people are voting, right? Are there actually fans who want him to move forward? I really wonder how you're supposed to do this.
I don't think this system is very good.
Surprisingly, with a Sakakibara Chief Executive Officer stamp, this person could just be marked as a reserve like that. That might be the cleanest way to do it.
No, in the end, like, even if it's called a fan vote, it'll probably be Sakakibara Chief Executive Officer choosing, but it'll seem like the fans did. It's convenient because you can phrase it in a way that makes it sound like that.
I see. Make sure to keep up appearances.
Yeah, when it comes to who should move forward, we should just say the match everyone wants to see. Who do you want to see? Or rather, which matchup do you want to see? That would be the best, right? If it were up to me, I'd say Daikibo versus Gajomotofu or Motoya versus Shinryu would be good, so that means Itoyuki is out, right?
That's just how it is. I wonder if anyone wants to see Itoyuki versus Gajomotofu.
Itoyuki versus Motoya would also be interesting. And we've already seen Itoyuki versus Shinryu.
I'd prefer Gajamotofu versus Shinryu over Gajamotofu versus Okikubo.
Ah, that's good too. Anyway, Gajamotofu is staying.
Yeah, that's true.
Gajamotofu and Okikubo will stay, so that leaves Shinryu, Motoya, Itoyuki. But if you are looking for excitement, and honestly, Itoyuki Fuji versus either of them would be interesting. But I just feel like if it doesn't move things forward, does that match really have any meaning?
Certainly, if we're talking about the fairness of deciding the strongest in the tournament, then Yuki Fuji should be the reserve.
But when it comes to sumo, I wonder how Yuki Fuji really is. I think he can do it.
Yeah, that's true. It does end up like that. This is really a hellish choice.
Anyway, it's definitely hard to decide, so everyone please leave your comments. I want to hear your opinions, but comments like Ogi-chan out are not allowed.
But to my surprise, right after the match during the live stream, there were actually quite a few comments saying maybe OG is out, which really shocked me. I was surprised. From my view, I question if the FlyQ Strongest tournament can continue without OG.
Since it's a tournament to decide the champion, it would definitely be strange for Ogi to be out. But if it were just a regular tournament... But if it's something to decide the champion, it does feel a bit strange. So that's the issue, isn't it?
The most surprising match was probably Yaman versus Kanehara, don't you think?
Ah, that's right.
The biggest upset?
Yeah, that's right. I saw a photo on Twitter of Yaman celebrating his win. Many people praised Yaman, but I also saw many comments about his balding.
That photo wasn't really a good one.
Yeah, I really thought they picked that one on purpose. You need some Vitas, Yaman.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that kind of baldness. The performance was amazing, but it was really about that image change. Nowadays, when you talk about an image change, it's usually about eyebrows or something like that. But I thought, let's start with the hair. Let's change the hairstyle first.
Going as far as a buzz cut.
If you go with a buzz cut, you don't have to worry about baldness. I think it's probably the #1 way to solve that problem.
Well, that's true. The theme of this video is about the criteria for making that decision. Like, when should you go for a buzz cut? At what point, when your hair gets thin enough, do you decide, okay, it's better to just go with a buzz cut? Drawing that line is a bit tough, isn't it?
If everyone is clearly saying, yeah, this guy is definitely balding, then it's buzz cut time, no matter your age.
Buzz cut time. Well, yeah, that's true.
It's fine. There are people who look cool with a buzz cut. Arsene looks cool, right? And Ando looks cool with a buzz cut too. Even soccer players like Zidane really pull it off, like Francisco, European.
Monk.
I've always thought monks look really cool, so I think Yaman would look better with a shaved head too.
I don't know. Maybe Ho said he couldn't pull off a shaved head.
Taisha Ho also changed his image quite a bit.
Yeah, right.
I thought he was someone else from the promo video.
That's why a stunt double played Hokage. Some even believe he has a double.
Yeah, it's totally possible. I was really impressed. I didn't know someone could change that much.
Isn't modern medicine amazing?
Yeah, that's right. That's why Yaman is actually pretty simple, right? You just do it, that's all. What's this conversation? Yaman, we've teased you enough, but the match is interesting, so it's fine.
Yeah, man, you really did your best. You really gave it your all.
He kept enduring while Kanahara got tired, so he won.
He really endured it all.
It's amazing. Winning with pure guts is incredible.
I really think Yaman's never give up spirit is amazing.
He's got a strong spirit. Even his hair never gives up. I knew you were going to say that. I think it's okay to tap out at that point.
You really love Yaman, don't you?
Yeah, I do. His matches are interesting. Anyway, his fights definitely left an impression. Yaman's fight was really good.
That's right. Kiyomitsu Akimoto vs Hagiwara is being talked about a lot right now. Well, it's not just a rumor, it pretty much seems like that's what's going to happen. I mean, Shin is kind of interested, but I'm the type who thinks I don't really have to watch it. It seems I'm taking a detour from becoming RIZIN champion, but this time I have to fight Okada, then something else again. When it comes to Hara, I kind of don't want Akimoto to go into the entertainment side of things.
Oh, so you call Hara an entertainment fighter?
Well, if you look at his record, that's kind of how it seems, right?
But then, what does that make Hiroya? I wonder about that.
Well, it's a good deal for Hara, but I really want Akimoto to keep getting closer to the belt.
Realistically, as long as Mikuru Asakura, who isn't in featherweight, is around, I don't think Akimoto will get a title shot.
I think it's fine if he just surpasses Mikuru Asakura.
Well, I think it's totally fine, but it's just not going to happen. You can imagine that, right? Since Mikuru Asakura already beat Chihiro Suzuki and Kleb, unless he challenges and then drops down, there's no way to challenge. So you'd need to drop to bantamweight for the title. But for now, he's fighting at featherweight, right? The Doubtbeck fight is also at featherweight, so it's not really getting him any closer to a title match anyway. So after he beats Doubtbeck, if Doubtbeck can't get ready because of his injury, if he doesn't recover, then maybe he could fight Hara instead. That's what I think, and the fight would be exciting. I think that would be fine.
If that's the case, I'd like him to fight Ota.
All right, that would also be at bantamweight, so he'd have to drop down to bantam. So whether Kyomakun fights at bantam or featherweight, since things are still undecided, I think it's going to be a bit difficult for him to get close to a title match.
So if he can only win the belt at bantamweight, he should drop back down to bantam. Fighting at featherweight would be pointless. I want him to keep moving forward without getting sidetracked and aim straight for challenging Noki anyway. That's how I feel. I just think it's not really good for truly strong fighters to go in that direction.
I see.
Because there aren't many, right? In Breaking Down, there are a lot of matches made just based on name value. Very few people are true talents who can become champions and beat strong foreigners. So I wish they'd be treated with more care. But this time, it couldn't be helped. It was sudden. It's about Okada, but even so, I kind of feel like they didn't have to choose Hara for this.
I don't think Hara is an entertainment fighter. I think his matches are interesting, and I don't see them as just entertainment matches. So I think it's fine to watch. It's an interesting matchup, and the fans will pay attention to it.
Well, there's no doubt it's going to be exciting. What do you all think? Please let us know in the comments. I think most people probably want to see it.
Yeah, that's right.
But do you really think there's a real chance of winning?
He's moving up a weight class, so today he's going from bantamweight to featherweight, and that's also an advantage. Hara is there too, and when you see the face-off, he's clearly bigger.
Yeah, he's big.
I think a striking match between those two would be interesting.
It's true, I can't really imagine Harawara landing an effective punch.
I can kind of imagine him finishing with a back choke, though. But I think it would be an interesting fight.
What did you all think? Please share your opinions in the comments section. Thank you. Smash that subscribe button and the like button. Smash that too. See you next time. Bye bye.